Hi Z.
Hello.
Hello Z.
Uh, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you Z. We haven't spoken before. I thought I recognized your name.
Yes, it's my first time actually live. Maybe I'm under so much stress, and maybe my English is not very good. I apologize for that.
Oh no, it's sounding really good. And we can just sit in silence while the body calms down if you like. Like you can just take a moment
Okay,
if you want.
thank you. Because it's my first time, I don't know if I should I talk about a particular subject, or should I ask you my question? Can you guide me
Yeah.
into?
You can ask your question. Like what did you want to talk about the particular subject or ask a question? What was your
There are lots of questions on my mind
yeah.
actually, but because it's a
But just because it's
general.
your first time,
Yeah.
just let me be aware. Let me make you aware that this is being recorded and will be put on YouTube afterwards. So
Yes.
just being aware about exposing yourself and how much you're willing to expose.
Okay.
That's just
Yeah.
the
Thank
main
you for reminding me.
yeah. Um,
Um,
but you can start where you like, and then I'll begin to guide, and I'll tell you what's appropriate or not appropriate, or what I want or not
okay.
want.
Yes. Actually, about the thing that you were talking about to the previous person,
Yeah,
about mind pattern,
yeah,
and you were talking about the mind pattern and how we actually reflect uh, ourselves um, to external world, and get back whatever we have inside, actually. And uh, it just because we all raise in different culture and different situation. Um, it's actually hard to change the pattern, the mind pattern that you were talking about, because you said if you want to change the out world,
yeah,
you have to work on the inside.
yeah,
Um, and whenever I think about this, I feel more disempowerment,
yeah,
because I know that I lost so many times because of that mind pattern, and because the way I raised, or many other people, but I just talk about myself. Um, to change this, um, because let me explain it this way. I went to psychologists, and I went to so many classes, and I talked to them, and I asked so many questions about how we can change our habits and the way we we uh, uh, we actually see the world. But it just goes like the loop that you were talking about. Uh, I think that this is my way. Okay, I want to change it. And I go some days or a couple of months doing some other things. And then I go back to the habits that I used to live by.
yeah.
And because of that, when I actually look at my life, I see that all the things just repeat and repeat, like
Can
the
I
loop.
just yeah, can I just ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you feeling angry now when you're saying this?
Yes.
I know I can feel it because I'm beginning to get angry with you. It's all like one energy, and it's like so if somebody comes to me with energy, it can either be that I reject them or that I begin to feel angry. Like it's nothing personal that I'm beginning. No, you've got nothing to be sorry about. Just like I've got nothing to be sorry for why for you being angry. There's nothing. It's just an energy that begins to arise between us. So let's look at this anger. So why are you beginning to get angry?
Whenever I want to talk about my life, because it seems to me like a failure.
Yeah.
I feel this much of anger to myself and to the world.
Yeah.
I tried so hard to conceal it or to accept it, but it's I guess it's not that easy just to accept the anger of not knowing, you know. Yeah. I always felt that way, not knowing.
Yeah. So what would be your desired, what would you desire for your life to look like? I give you permission to imagine anything. What would you like to imagine?
For now or for my future?
You can pick whichever one resonates the most. Like something you can imagine whatever you like in the biggest, the most, like you can do anything. Like it can be you would like to learn how to fly, or you'd like to speak like 10 languages, whatever you like go into space, go to the moon, like whatever makes your heart sing. You know, when you were a child and you used to wonder, you can wonder.
Oh yeah, these are the nice things that you said, but to me, I guess just feeling relief, you know, because I think it's been a long time that I have there were a lot of pressure on me, and because of that, because I see my weakness and the other's weakness, instead of loving yourself, loving the others.
Okay, we have to stop because I'm beginning to get angry again. So there's obviously a funny thing that's going on again. So let's go back to what it is you want, because what's happening, so I have to go with what my body feels, and it's nothing personal to you, but the anger is like a no. It's like a firm no that comes up when you begin to do this. So your mind has got a habit of going into victim very quickly, which isn't your fault. I'm not blaming you, or I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, but this is the work. And what your response is more than likely going to be to me is, but Lisa, you don't understand. I've tried all this and it doesn't work. But that's Maya. That's the illusion. That is the work. I know that you don't want to hear that. You want to hear that. Most probably, what you want to do is emotionally get your stress out on me. So you want to tell me how bad things are for you, even if you're conscious of it or not. And you want to put that stress out into the world, because it's built in your body, and when you expose it, it can feel relaxing, but it's actually cementing that habit more, like to keep going over that stress. But you've got to see what your mind is doing. You've got to see Maya, and you can do it. The disempowerment is the Maya, is the illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're in close down. So that now what's happening?
I know you're right, because I know this amount of pressure is not right. Yeah. So you can see that. I can understand that you see my stress, and maybe you don't want it in your live stream. I'm sorry, but I thought it's not.
I don't think like that, actually, that I do or don't want it in my live stream. I'm just responding to you.
Okay.
So when I say that big no that comes on, it's not like emotionally dumping on someone isn't, so emotionally keep putting your stress on someone isn't the answer either, because it's just encouraging your habit. So actually what I'm doing is I'm just responding to you compassionately, and I'm not thinking about what I want for the live stream. I try to think about having good quality so people aren't having terrible Skype quality, but as far as you and me are interacting, I'm responding to you from me, from my feeling towards you. And my responsibility is not being anybody dumping their feeling on me. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is in my best way possible to point you to home. And that sometimes might be harsh, and I have to do it from my own feelings and my own sense of what's going on in the conversation. And I do it with absolute love. Like, even though anger comes up, anger is a very productive and can be a very productive emotion because it stops something. It stops a certain situation. But so let's carry on going. You're doing really well. It's not easy to do this. You're doing really well.
You have any suggestion for me?
My biggest suggestion is that you need support. Is that you need support with this, because your mind is going to slip into negativity. Maybe in different moments of the day it's different, but from what I'm experiencing now, your mind is going to slip into negativity very easily. So you need to be around other human beings that pull you out of that and help you go into a different mentality. Have you ever watched Cesar Millan, this dog trainer?
No.
So he's all about sorry, I love dogs and I've studied dogs a lot. So he always says, when you've got a dog that's having problems in its particular environment, like, the way you heal it is by putting it into a balanced pack. So a balanced pack of dogs. And the way that my biggest suggestion for you is to be in an environment which helps take you out of that negativity and helps pick you up. That would be my first suggestion to you.
You mean I need some support and
support? Yeah, totally. Because your mind by itself, even if you go to your mind by itself, is going to have that tendency. So I'm talking about constant, like, living in an environment which is supporting you for a period of time.
Okay.
To help change the way your mind sees things. Like, you need to use other people for that. That would be my first line of suggestion. My second would be getting to know what's happening inside of you. Like, really getting to know what's happening inside of you.
How can I find out what's happening inside? Hello?
I just
I'm sorry.
I'm just waiting for that answer to come. You have to understand what it is that you want on the human level. And then on the absolute level, seeing that human isn't who you are. The human is a happening, and who you are is that which is experiencing the human. I'm sorry, I know this isn't the way that you wanted this conversation to go, but I want you to know that you are loved and that you're not kicked out of life, that this is a mentality and that life has always supported you. It's just that your mind is focusing on what it didn't get and what it doesn't want. As the mind begins to soften, you'll see that everything was always supporting you and you're never alone. You've never been alone. And that you have everything you need inside of you. We send you lots of love, sweetie. I'm going to move on to another caller now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Always a pleasure. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.